All right, Shalom. This is Kanak Shahan Bayan Shala from the GMS Lions in Camp. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory and praise to Kyle Halal, La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakakadash, Ma. Double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone, and salutations to the occupant that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth throughout the four corners of the earth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right. It says China spy attacks hit Apple and Amazon. It says Apple and Amazon are among U.S. companies and agencies who have had data stolen by Chinese spies, claimed Bloomberg. All right, it says the data has been siphoned off via tiny chips inserted on server circuit boards made by a company called Supermicro Computer, reported the news agency. All right, so you've already had Russia being involved in some type of cyber attacks on the United States dealing with elections and things like that, and they already think that China's doing the same thing dealing with these coming up elections for the House of Representatives. All right, so they're pointing the finger at China, and it might very well be doing the same thing, or it might be a false flag, you know, as a way, because when Esau wants to regulate something, they create a false flag to regulate it. All right, like all these shootings everywhere, just so they can do civilian gun control. Well, now what's probably going to happen next is going to be cyber control, control of the traffic and flow of the internet, and how the internet's been operates. All right, and this is going to be a global thing. It says the servers had been compromised during manufacturing, and the chips activated once they were up and running. It said Apple, Amazon, and Supermicro have rejected Bloomberg's claim, calling them untrue. In particular, Apple released a strong statement in response to Bloomberg's article, saying it has found no evidence to support the allegations. But they've been trying to cover this up for a while because there was an article that came in yesterday talking about China infiltrating certain security grids and interfering with certain things via cyber attack. It says Bloomberg said a year-long investigation by reporter Jordan Robertson and Michael Riley had uncovered evidence of the whole wide-ranging attack, which gave Beijing access to 30 large companies and many federal agencies. See, Apple and Amazon don't want anybody to figure out this because they make all their money online. All right. It says it said the first information about the spying campaign had emerged during security testing carried out by Amazon in 2015, before it had started using servers from U.S. company Elemental, which had been manufactured by Supermicro Computer at plants in China. And this discovery then kicked off a long-running top-secret probe by U.S. intelligence agency, which found compromised servers in the Department of Defense data centers, on board warships, and handling data gathering by CIA drones. China was well placed to carry out the kind of attack, said Bloomberg, because 90% of the world's PCs are made in the country. Carrying out the attack involved developing a deep understanding of products, design, manufacturing components at the factory, and ensuring that the decoded devices made it through the global logistics chain to desired locations, it said. So basically, they put these chips and these motherboards that they can activate at any given time. Once it gets set up and put on the internet, they have a network which goes and find the locations of these strategically placed chips, and they're able to hack in via the internet. So to do cyber attacks on certain countries, on certain companies here in the United States. And that's just all a part of the Most High's plan, because, he built the internet to push this word. The Most High put it together. The internet ain't nothing that Esau did. He gave Esau the mindset and the power to design it and put it together, but it was all according to do his will. Now that the elect are being sealed, there's no need for the internet anymore because he's going to close off the breaches, close off the way. You ain't going to be able to get into the fold. So basically, this is the Most High strategically, though once you're in, the door is shut, and you can't he's closing the door on the spiritual arc that's being developed. Just like when the time of Noah, the Most High had to push the door closed, because of the people that were banging at the door. But he came and shut the door. By him shutting down the internet, that's his way of shutting the door and sealing the opportunity for you to get deliverance. All right, that's just it. And I'm gonna put a description. I'm gonna put the link to the article in the description box. And you have all these related stories throughout the past couple of months of these cyber incidents happening. You have July 26, U.S. warns of supply chain cyber attacks. All right, so relating supplies to these different troops, everything has to be done. First, it has to be, delegated and done through the internet, through a computer system, to know where certain supplies are needed. When you call them in, that's even with logistics, or even with dealing with warfare, like getting supplies to troops and everything. It says, another story, September 7th, said, how did hackers get into British Airways? All right. And it says, Trump relaxes rules around cyber attacks. And he's relaxing these rules, allowing Russia to infiltrate, like allowing these other countries to get behind the firewall. And once that happens, what does it say? I think in the book of Jeremiah, it said her walls are thrown down. The defense city is defenseless. Roughly paraphrasing, So with all these cyber attacks and things that are going on, then you got net neutrality, how the government's trying to regulate the internet. With these cyber attacks, it gives them more of a reason, so to speak, to do so. Not that it's, justified through the things that are going on. However, it's justified through the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because he's the one that's pushing this and promoting this. Because, like Apostle Dahar is saying, he believes the elect are already sealed. So if the elects are already sealed, there's no need for the internet. All right, so once that goes down, it's going to be hard to find the prophets on the, unless you see us on the streets. And pretty soon that's going to be taken away. So this could be, famine of the word, or it might not be. Who knows? But, I saw the article and I just wanted to read upon it a little bit. All right, this is Job 39:9. It says, will the unicorn be willing to serve thee or abide by thy crib? It says, can thou bind the unicorn with his bands in the furrow? Or will he harrow the valleys after thee? So basically, the internet was the worst thing Esau could have made, because the internet is what's one of the major factors that help. Because we're not able to travel and go on journeys to push this word. So we go on journeys via the internet. So eventually this devil's going to want to bind it up, because the internet's always running, always operating 24/7. So you have 24/7 access to the word at this point. All right. It says, wilt thou trust him because his strength is great? And the power of the internet is great, because it helped wake up a whole nation of Israel. It helped wake us up as a nation, because a lot of people found the truth via the internet. It says, or wilt thou leave thy labor to him? And we can leave it. We can really, once we make these videos, we just put them out there, and the internet does the work all for us. So wilt thou believe him that he will bring home thy seed and gather it into thy barn? Like I said, once that happens, once the elect are sealed, and there's not going to be any need for the internet, really, so to speak. All right, so eventually they're going to put regulations on the internet to shut it down, as far as the word and stuff like that being promoted on the internet. This is Psalms 19:1. It says, the heavens declare the glory of Yahweh, and the firmament showeth his work. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. It's like like I said before, the internet is constantly going 24/7. You know, sending signals back and forth all over the globe. It says there is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Like you got Google Translate, you got people speaking in other languages pushing this truth. You got brothers in the Philippines, brothers in brothers in Holland, brothers in England, Britain, Jamaica, Mexico, everywhere around the world. You have brothers pushing this truth, speaking it in all different languages, and you have Google Translate. It says their line has gone out through all the earth, like how he told Peter and them, like because they were regular fishermen, and you throw your line out, you cast your line onto the water. But what did he tell them? He's going to make them fishers of men. All right. It says, and their words to the end of the world, in them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun. All right. It says, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chambers and rejoices as a strong man to run a race. And, we're bidding to the marriage we're bidding to the marriage, by putting these lessons and these videos out, man. All right. So we're doing the work. Even when we're asleep, our videos still do the work because our internet is still constantly going. It says, his going forth is from the end of the heaven, and his circuits unto the ends of it. And there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. All right? And that's the point. Like, through the internet, you can find out damn anything, man. All right? But once that happens, it's going to be a famine of the word. All right, this is Amos chapter 8. I'm going to start at 9. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that I will cause the sun to go down at noon, and I will darken the earth in the clear day. And I will turn your feasts into mourning, and all your songs into lamentations. And I will bring up sackcloth upon all thy loins, and baldness upon every head. And I will make it as a mourning of an only son, and the end thereof as a bitter day. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And that's it. It's going to be a dark time, man, and people are going to be running around, you know what I'm saying? That's when they say in the day of that power, the Lord shall be, you know what I'm saying, that people shall be willing. So in that day, when it's going to be a dark and gloomy time, man, when the Lord starts to show up, and people are going to be running around looking for righteousness, and they ain't going to be able to find it, because the word isn't going to be there anymore. So while you have your opportunity and your chance, Scripture says, seek him more early while he may be found. So while you have your chance right now, this is your chance to turn back and repent and do the will of the Father if you're a man, and just believe if you're a woman or a child. All right, so with that being said, I want to give all glory and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Havrikak Wadash Ma'amath, Ka Halal La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Havrikak Wadash Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostle of Great Millstone, and salutations to the argument that pushing his truth and sincerity and truth throughout the four corners of the earth. And peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, shalom. We're almost out of here.